So as we go through this process, a lot of this will be unique to you and your goals. I have a few guides online that I've made that are on my Instagram that I will link for you here. And I want you to kind of explore these on your own, but think of them as workbooks that I've made already so that you can take the time to ask yourself these questions and journal a bit before we go through this process that might demands a lot of analytical thought from you. I think if we take the time to do a little bit of self-discovery in the beginning, then things like your timeline, finances, they can just fall into place a little bit more smoothly. And we'll also be working with other folks in order to make sure that you have the best information. My parents are texting me. All right, so some things that we want to think about when you are planning your moving or when you're planning your purchasing options, we want to think about your timeline, your flexibility, and then also your budget. Before we even talk about types of houses, I want you to speak with a lender, and I believe there might be another video as to why this is so important. But before you even discuss housing options with me, before you decide where you want to live, what kind of house you want to live in, we need to know what your budget is and what your monthly payment that you feel comfortable with should be. And I think if you're living in a rental right now, that rent price is going to be a great baseline for you. So financial clarity begins with this first step of speaking with a lender. You can talk about loan types with them, monthly payments, and then also closing costs and cash to close that you will need in order to purchase this home. Right now in the Treasure Valley in February of 2026, there are a lot of incentives for buyers that are distributed by the builders. Also a lot of programs at the state level and potentially more coming at the federal level that might be developing as we speak. This is a very interesting time for housing, not just in the state of Idaho, but in the United States. So these are some things that may change and your lender can discuss with you about as they apply. You can always speak to a lender that you prefer, or you can speak to one of the many I know who are more than capable of helping you with your finances. Bottom line, you need to go talk to them, and any amount of time that we have to spend discussing or debating this is definitely going to determine how long this process will take. So I just want you to prepare right away. Any agent who is going to competently guide you through the process will have you examine your finances first and speak with the lender, and if they do not, I would run the other direction. So let's go ahead and broadly go over this home buying process step by step. Step one, we've discussed already. This is going to be the pre-approval process. Before you start house hunting, speak with the lender. Yours, mine, or a combination of the two. If you like to shop around, that's okay. And I just want you to make sure that you are pre-approved, you have that letter, and we can go shopping. One of the lenders I recommend is Bryson. He has worked with the Hamblin team for many years. He is a branch manager. He's approved my dad. He's worked with many other people I know who own not just one, but many homes. And this is essentially what we will need in order to get your process to start shopping and to even look at homes in person. So let's say we go ahead and go shopping. You find the home that you like. We're going to put down some earnest money. So earnest money is typically going to be about $1,000 to $3,000, 3% of the price of the house. So $1,000 to $3,000 is actually, it's really going to depend on the price of the house. And you are going to deliver this earnest money depending on the builder, the seller, through a cashier's check or a wire. And we wire that directly to the title company in Idaho. Unlike other states, Our title company is essentially the middleman of funds and titles between all the people who are involved in this transaction. So that includes you and potentially your spouse, and also the brokerage, my team, the lender, and then any sort of funding recording that needs to take place and the people who are involved with that. All right, so if that all makes sense, we're going to go to the process of once your house is under contract. We're going to go through a home inspection. There is a guide that we use. Sometimes it changes, but they're all very good. We pay them about $400 to $500, just depending on the current market rates. We Venmo them, and this person, this inspector, is going to find anything that could potentially be wrong or fixed